Hello. Today we're going to continue with Shelter. We're going to begin the mid-afternoon scene, and pretty soon we're going to make a huge decision as who we're going to spend the rest of the story with. And we're going to see how Alan's doing. I set my eyes on the table in the darkest corner in the tavern, and can barely make out the contours of the wolf's dark figure, but I clearly see the glint of his red eye. He's definitely there. I haven't had a chance to talk with Alan too much today, but I usually enjoy pestering him. He's a weirdo, but in a way, he's also my favorite client among those I don't really know that well. I have the rest of the afternoon to myself, so why don't I have a quick chat with him? I should go ahead and seize the opportunity now before we close the tavern. Let's do that. Let's go and chat with Alan. Who dares approach me in this darkness? Leave at once, you value your pathetic life. One more step in. Hey, Alan? Oh. Of course, it's just you. Where else would it be? Do you hope for one of the dogs to come and chat you up? No, I hope to be left alone. He says that, but he doesn't chase me away. He even takes out a new cigarette and lights it up. I'm sure he's actually happy that he's got company. Well, we're about to close for the day, so he may need to go and be alone somewhere else. But before you go, how you doing, Alan? Same as always. Just another day in these sad, forsaken lands. Oh, I don't think it's sad here. Definitely not today. Everybody is looking forward to having fun tonight. Even me. Something very exciting just happened in my life today. You're the only one acting like you're too cool for fun. Indeed. No matter where I go, there are things I simply can never escape. Even here at the edge of the world, I cannot outrun what dwells inside. You know, you do seem somehow different, though. Different? Different how? I can't put my finger on it, but there is something about you. When I look at your face, you don't feel the same as when we talked earlier in the morning. Huh? What's up with this reaction? Shock and panic? I swear, I could see him grow pale if it wasn't for his black fur. Suddenly, he points over my shoulder and shouts, "Look behind you! That one thing that all you humans are so afraid of." Alan's had a suspicious. For some reason, he really wants to distract me. I must have been seeing things. He looks at me in silence and won't take his eye off me. He stares me down like a hunter or a prowl. I keep my eyes on him. If he wants to have a staring contest, so be it. I won't look away. He sits completely still, becoming one with the shadows. He won't even blink. I don't want to blink either. Alan is so sneaky that I feel like he's literally going to do something in a blink of an eye if given the opportunity. Whatever he wants to do, I won't let him. I really want to blink now, though. Damn it, I think I blinked. Alan gains his composure and continues smoking. It looks like whatever he wanted to do, he managed to do that in the blink of my eyes. My eyes, huh? Wait a minute. Your eye patch. What about it? It's fake. I can't believe it. That's a bold claim with no proof or reflection in reality. Don't play dumb with me. I saw it on the other eye just now. Now you're the one seeing things. Too much my vision, maybe? You should go away and rest. Admit, you have both of your eyes healthy and the eye patch just for show. But it looks cool, right? It looks totally weird, yes, but why? Do you really wear it only for the looks? I'm a wolf of many dark secrets. This is but one of them. This eye patch is a reminder. Wherever I go, I always have one eye staring into the darkness. It's all tied to my tragic backstory. Your backstory, finally. Do you want to share it today, do you? I sit down by Alan's table and look at him with curiosity. I'm a huge sucker for those things. It's not very clear from his expression, but I can feel that he's somehow excited that he got my attention. He really is just a big soft, huh? He likes teasing me with his tragic backstory every now and again, but he never really shares any details in the end. Somehow I feel that even now no, you're not ready yet. You're still too pure. Oh, come on, I have always seen some hard things in my life. I know. I have a good idea about what happened at Selden in past years, what kind of people all of you are. You're still too pure. Huh? How do you know? You never speak with anyone. Do you stalk and eavesdrop? Do you stalk and eavesdrop on us? That's exactly what you do on a daily basis. No, I don't. I at least am not a hypocrite. It's my job to know everything. I am good at my job. Oh, really? Prove it. Prove that I know everything about you and the dogs. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Alan crosses his arms and leans back in his seat. He thinks for a moment. Sure. Usually I charge a hefty sum of information, but I will give you a free sample today. Do you remember the bastard you eavesdropped on in the morning? The bastard, huh? He probably means the one who was talking with the Great Pyrenees about Celtic Blaze earlier. Those two were cute together. You mean the one who plans to get his first kiss tonight, right? Yes. He always has a specific dog that he's infatuated in. Do you know who that is? His Great Pyrenees friend? Okay, that was obvious. But I bet you don't know if the Pyrenees in question always has his eyes on another dog or not. Does he? Alan blows out the smoke slowly and thinks that he still isn't fully convinced if he should tell me. Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as love in this world. Whatever the basset is trying to grasp is ultimately destined to only bring him pain. Alan finishes smoking his cigarette and puts it in the ashtray. He grabs his mug and starts drinking his ale instead. Oh, come on. You can't seriously think that. I think that there's a purpose at least in trying. If you have intel like that, you should probably tell him. That could help him tonight. Have you never been in love yourself? Alan freezes with a mug by his lips. He gulps and then sighs. I have. And I never will again. He continues to drink. For the first time I feel like the sadness in his voice isn't exaggerated. I can feel genuine loneliness in his voice. I give Alan time to finish his drinking and put down his mug. He stares at the table for a moment before his sight lands on me. So, the bastard, before we get to that, tell me, why do you even care? What do you think you're even doing here? Huh? What? Like, by your table? No, here, at this place you call shelter. You willingly surround yourself with strangers who tolerate you out of necessity, but will never truly treat you like their own. You serve people who will refuse to call you by your name. Why the hell will you do that? Come on, it's not that bad. My close friends call me by my name. The other dogs will do that too once we get to know each other better. They're dogs, huh? Maybe they will, or maybe you will forever remain just a human to them too. I fail to see how any of it could be of any worth to you. You're playing a game of pretending that you'll inevitably have to wake up from one day, and it's not going to be pretty. We sat at each other for a while without exchanging any words. I'm not enjoying this talk. Maybe because it's all something that I worry about myself, but choose to ignore. Alan cuts us precisely with his tongue as he does with his dagger. I don't think that now it's the right time to talk about that. Everything is going well today. I want to focus on that for just one day instead of getting myself down with overthinking. However, that gives me an opportunity to ask Alan the same thing. I have been wondering myself how he was feeling around here now. That's actually something I wanted to talk with you about. It's been a few months away since we met. Why aren't you getting along with everyone yet? If you're trying to say that I should accept being an outsider when the opposite apply to you, it's not a natural thing for a wolf to be alone. Do you still feel out of place here with us in shelter? I just respond right away. He nibbles lightly at the first cigarette he holds in his mouth. While he brings a dagger and a front closer with a single strike ignites the dry tobacco. He takes a drag of the smoke and lets it out slowly. There could never be a place for me to belong to, no den or a pack to call my own. I'm not like the other wolves. A whole curse that you could never comprehend. Nobody understands me. Maybe we could if you just talk to us. Nobody's like anyone else here in shelter, and that's something that binds us. Some say that strangers are friends we haven't gotten to know yet. You have a bunch of potential friends of me here, if only you tried. Oh, I know. I'm so insanely charismatic that I could befriend anyone at the flick of my finger if only I want. But I don't. Stop projecting your desperation on me. I'm not well, screw you too. What are you even doing here then? One day you just come here and start talking and just start stalking people like a creep. You steal my access keys, throw a dagger in my face. The dagger was in self-defense when you and Wound got me cornered. It wasn't even meant to hurt you, but merely to distract Wound. I knew he would cast it with his only remaining hand, granting me a surprise strike from his blind side. It must have felt pretty stupid when then he defeated you with that same dagger, huh? You have no one to blame but yourself for playing dirty. Yes, I underestimated his prowess with light blades, his general combat capabilities. But one day I will make him submit. Nah, is that why you stick around with us in shelter? You think of Wound as your rival? Is that the reason why you obscure one of your eyes too? No, the eye patch is just a completely unrelated coincidence. Tragic backstory, remember? And no, I don't care about that dumb husky. That stupid, always smiling idiot. Every time I see him, I just want to. Stupid, I don't care. Alan crossed his arms and pouts, a low, quiet growl rumbling in his throat. I covered my mouth to hide my smile. It's so easy to tease him sometimes. I'm glad. I always knew that Alan would grow to care about the other dogs someday. Rivalry is good enough. It's a well-known fact that is often the first step towards the closest friendships. We had a bit of a rough start with Alan at shelter. A few months ago, we noticed a new canine stalking around the corridors and observing us from afar. Whenever any of us tried to approach him, he would flee. That kept going for weeks. It felt a bit creepy, and the dog suggested hunting him down and interrogating, but I decided to not pay him much mind. He was acting a bit quirky, but he wasn't hurting anyone. That was until I caught him searching through my room. He pushed me away and fled, holding a stack of my shelter access keys in his hand. I gave chase after him. It was a wild chase. There were multiple sets of shelter, but with the help of the other dogs we managed to corner him. It was specifically me and Wound who met him at the dead end. Alan looked desperate. He threw a dagger at me from across the corridor. When Wound leaped to catch it with his bare hand, the wolf attacked the husky. Wound didn't have his own weapons with him, so the wolf must have thought that he could take him down with a bit of diversion and take advantage of the husky's limited vision. However, Alan miscalculated greatly. The wolf could be acting like an edge lord, but Wound was a true blade master of shelter. With blinding speed, the husky dodged Alan's attack and used the sword-throwing knife to perform a series of swift counter-strikes that overwhelmed the wolf and kept him constantly on the defensive. At a matter of seconds, Wound had Alan pinned against the wall with the dagger pressed at his throat. He was forced to give back my keys, and we had a very serious conversation. Alan wouldn't tell us what he wanted to do with the keys. Burry and Rune assumed he was spying from the outside, and they wanted to banish him with a threat of death if he ever returned. They were growling and barking a lot, and I remember that at one point I got very angry at him. I forced him to leave me alone with Alan, and the two of us talked in private. He wouldn't tell me what he was doing with the keys either. Not that it mattered to me too much. I told him that if he wanted answers to any specific room, he would have just asked. That surprised him. I consider myself a good judge of character, and after a short chat, I had a strong impression that he didn't mean us any harm. In my eyes, he was more quirky than dangerous. The canines can be like that. I told him that he could stay at shelter only if he promised to never steal anything again, and if he started integrating with us, like if he came to our tavern once in a while. The next week, he approached me at the bar and handed me a bag full of coins, some equal in value to roughly 1 year's spending of an average regular customer. This ought to cover my whole stay here until the fateful night we part forever, he said. That was weird, but I accepted it. He then started coming to the tavern regularly, like he promised, always sitting by the same table in the darkest corner. He still avoids interacting with the other dogs, and sometimes it seems like it's wishful thinking to expect him to open up to us. But I know for sure that it's going to happen one day. It's always happening gradually. I have even heard that he has been spotted observing Rune's training classes, and some said that he even challenged him to a duel. In small ways, Alan has started to get more involved with us. Why are you smiling? Stop it. Sorry, sir, I was just thinking. You asked why I chose this life, and I think my reason isn't anything special. I don't think that anyone is fit to be alone. Not me, not any of the dogs, not even you. Shelter gives us a place to be together and changes people for the better. It puts minds at ease. It lets everyone live as they truly are, unrestrained by outside politics or our past. I think that's something worth dedicating one's life for. Ellen's eyes narrow at me with an inquisitive stare. It's hard to tell if he's satisfied with a cheesy reply like that or not. Not that I particularly care, he asked a question and I answered it honestly. Puts minds at ease, huh? Tell me, how long has it been since the last time you went outside for more than a day? Oh, a long time. Many months. I don't really need to leave shelter anymore. I have everything I need here. Burry takes care of supplies from Mosbark. I glance back at Burry and I see that the last guests just finished their chat with him and they are on their way out. I wave at the big dog, but he doesn't notice me in the saddles. I see. I can hear a cigarette butt landing in the ashtray, and when I look back at Alan, he's not in his seat anymore. About the Basset and his Pyrenees, he stands right by one of the columns instead in an even darker shadow. They are both into each other. What, really? But one of them is through the mirror and the other too thick-headed to connect naturally. Without outside intervention, they would never realize that their lust is mutual. Really? You want to meddle, match the performance could be a good time, but they are both going to be attending. If that really is what you want. After that, Alan dives into the saddles and I can't see him anywhere anymore. The wolf is gone and the only sounds in the tavern are those of Burry walking around and putting the lights out. I can't help but smile as I collect his mug and ashtray off the table. I'm going to give them a quick wash before I go. He really is a good guy. I have never regretted my decision to keep him here. In his own weird way, he cares. Thanks, Alan. Also, if you tell anyone about the iPads, I will slit your throat in your sleep. I won't. Get the hell out. After helping Burry tidy up and close the tavern, I'm still left with a choice of how I want to spend my afternoon. I can either go back to the tavern and cook with Burry, go train with Woon, or jam with Max outside. All those options sound good, but I can only choose one. But I can only choose only one. But one of them is too demure and the other too thick-headed to connect naturally. Without an outside intervention, they will never realize that their lust is mutual. Really? You want the medal? Max's performance could be a good time. They're both going to be attending. If that really is what you want. After that, Alan dives into the shadows, and I can't see him anywhere anymore. The wolf is gone, and the only sounds in the tavern are those of Burry walking around and putting the lights out. I can't help but smile as I collect his mug and ashtray off the table. I'm going to give them a quick wash before I go. He really is a good guy. I have never regretted my decision to keep him here. In his own weird way, he cares. Thanks, Alan. Also, if you tell anyone about the iPads, I will slit your throat in your sleep. I won't. Get the hell out. After helping Burry tidy up and close the tavern, I'm still left with a choice of how I want to spend my afternoon. I can either go back to the tavern and cook with Burry, go train with Woon, or jam with Max outside. All those options sound good, but I can choose only one. Who should I go with? So this is a big choice right here. We're gonna pick Burry, Woon, or Max. I'm gonna wait till later to make this choice because I want to go back and see about Cooper, who's the leader of the group T came from. Burry's right. I spend every day here at the tavern. And Skies Ablaze is a special day that I still go out and do something I usually don't. I'm still not sure if I'll train with Woon or hang out with Max. I decide on my way through the corridors. And before I forget, I'm going to grab an empty bucket, a rag, and a bottle of white vinegar. I'm going to clean the Guardian again, this time with proper cleaning products. I fill the bucket with clean water at one of the bathrooms on my way there. Then, are you really thinking about working even more today, Luke? No, not really. I'm just going to give the Guardian a quick wipe, that's all. I saw someone piss on him again. Despicable. Who was it? I'm going to have a word with him. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's always the same guy. Shortest, pointy ears, fluffy tail, and never got a chance to take a good look at him. But don't worry. We can take care of him another day. For now, I just don't want the Guardian to stay dirty all day. I won't be cleaning anything else, I promise. Do you really deem it so urgent to do today? They had been left there unattended for who knows how long before we came in. I do not think they can rust. Yeah, but I still don't want him to stay stinking and covered in piss while we party. That would just bother me. I see. You're quite fond of Guardians, huh, Luke? Yeah, they're pretty cool. They indeed are. Well, if you have decided to spend the afternoon with the other two, have fun. I will see you in the evening. I will take care of everything here. I remember I had wished to ask something of you if you were to go outside, but I cannot recall what that was exactly. What was it? I stand there holding my bucket as Burry taps his bare clawed foot against the floor. He stays silent and visits his fingers in thought. He struggles to remember whatever business he had with me, and a quiet groan of frustration escapes his chest. I notice that there is a small object that he feels in his hand. What's that thing you have in your paw? Oh, you're right. Silly me. This is exactly what I wanted to ask you. Billy opens his hand and shows me some kind of a smooth little rock, about the size of a half of my thumb. It's nicely polished now. Light reflects off of it in a beautiful way. I lean closer for a better look, as I have never seen anything like this before. What could it possibly be? A piece of jewelry? I found it under one of the tables. If you were going to go outside, will you return to its owner? Of course, whose table was it? Suck was sitting there. You know, the old terrier? Yeah, but it doesn't belong to him. This little thing smells very much like teak. Oh. Huh? Is something wrong? Oh no. I mean, yeah, maybe. It's just that, I don't know if you know this, but Teak kind of hates my guts. Oh, come on, Luke. You're exaggerating. Teak may be rough around the edges, but he surely cares for you too. Even if what you're saying was true, which it isn't, doing him a favor like that will only aid in bringing you two closer together. I involuntarily let out a muffled whine similar to that of a distressed dog. I would really prefer not to purposely seek tea today. If you would rather not, I will not force it on you. Never do it. No, it's okay. I can take it with me. Are you sure? Yeah, I'll return to Teak if I happen to see him around. Maybe he'll be at Wound's training or something. I don't know. You do not sound convinced, but I would really rather not put you through a situation that. I said I'll do that. Just give me the thing in. Will you, Luke? Is it fine? Will you, Luke? It is fine. Forget I say anything. I would rather for you to. Hey, easy. Give it to me. Drop the bucket and jump and borrow his hand to take away the little trinket. However, he steps back and raises his arms, keeping it out of my reach. I climb over the bed dog's shirt and try to reach his hand in an awkward attempt to pry it open. So I feel myself being lifted by the collar of my shirt, and Boy pries me off his torso. He holds me mid-air with his one hand like I'm a little angry puppy. Thank you, Luke. Boy offers me the trinket, and I take it from his open palm. While I'm still being held above the ground, I take my little time to admire the little jewel up close. It's really pretty. It sure is. I've never seen anything quite like it before. If he found it on his travels, I wonder if it's some kind of a relic with hidden functions. If I had more time to recover, I would like to check it out with my vision. Do not overexert yourself, Luke. You have been working really hard today. You can ask T to show it to you another day. I probably won't, but you're right. This is not a pressing matter. I'll just give it back to T and be done with it. You can put me down now. As soon as my feet touch the ground, I hide the little jewel in my pocket and reach out to pick up the bucket and clean products off the floor. Brody passes my hand in a few times with a general smile. Then he turns me around and pushes me at his arm's length in the direction of the exit. I look back at him from over my shoulder. See you later, Brody. He waves his hand in perfect unison with his wagging tail as I walk away and turn around the corner to leave the tavern. On my way to the corridor across the garden, I notice that the atmosphere among the Dorcina grows livelier. They grow livelier and livelier. That excitement spreads to me too. I still can't believe that I can finally take part in Skies to Blaze together with everyone else. I didn't plan for that. Also, I feel so overwhelmed with happiness that I still haven't even decided what I want to do exactly. I've been invited by both Rune and Matt to spend the afternoon with them, and both of those options sound fun. It's hard to decide either one or the other. Take my time to think about it while I wipe the floor of the garden with white vinegar. I'm going to make him clean and get rid of that stench of dark piss. I wonder what that little bastard is doing right now. Did he go piss around in other places at shelter on the other gardens? If I had any canine nose, I would make it my personal mission to sniff him out and bring him to justice. Once I get my hands on him, I'll make sure he learns how to use the toilet. A small, fluffy dog, huh? With pointy ears and a fluffy tail. Who could that be? With any of my friends now? Maybe Alan would know. Should I maybe bring them a bag soaked with that much piss and let them sniff it? A short, fluffy canine with pointy ears. Start annoying me, human. No, it's not you. You're too old. Ouch. How rude. I prefer mature or daddy. Yeah, right. Mature is the last thing I would call him. There's a reason why him and Room get along so well. So I was lost in thought, thinking about someone. Oh? No, not in that way. Someone has been pissing inside the shelter, and I'm thinking about how to deal with that. I don't even know which dog that is exactly. That's what chuckles and starts patting my head while I'm crouched by the garden's foot with a wet rag in my hand. I'm not sure if he's being nice or patronizing. You're so diligent. I like that about you. He takes out a wet plate handkerchief and leans it to wipe my forehead. I must have broken some sweat while I was dragging the bucket of water throughout the corridors. I stare at him dumbfounded while he does that. He's never shown fashion like that to me before. Yes, sir. Wherever you're applying, let's cut to it. What do you want from me? Me? Why would I have to need something from you? You are hurting my heart, boy. I simply appreciate what you do for us. It's thanks to you that we can all celebrate today. He puts a handkerchief back in his pocket and takes a few steps back to look up at the giant metal Gordon's face. Thanks to you and the ancients, I am eternally grateful to them for creating this place. Believe me when I say that. I wish you and Burry had discovered it when I was still in my younger years. Oh, how I wish for that. Sorry, I instantly assumed that you were up to something, but of course you aren't, and now I feel bad. Oh, don't be. I know that each of us can be a handful sometimes. It must be hard for one of your kind to keep up with how much life there is in every canine pack and each individual dog. I am amazed you still haven't completely lost your marbles, human. I think you have none to begin with, and that's why you stuck with us. This wags his tail and lets out some pipe smoke with a chuckle. I very rarely get to talk with him one-on-one, and right now he seems surprisingly approachable. This is nice. Hey, Thistle, what do you have there in your pockets? Oh, this? I noticed that there are some rolled paper sticking out of one of Thistle's pockets. They were fastened together with a red string, some kind of documents. This is a get well soon gift for a friend. He has been hospitalized after his last trip outside. You mean Cooper, right? Indeed. I thought he could use some excitement during his recovery, so I wrote him a story. Cooper was a leader of Teek's last expedition. From what I gathered, he got seriously hurt on their way back. Teek has been beating himself over what happened. That's so cool. I didn't know that you wrote or that Cooper liked reading. Oh, he pretends he doesn't, but I can guarantee that he is going to love this one. Well then, I better not keep him waiting. Good day to you, young one. Thistle makes a goodbye nod and starts walking away with his male walking cane making a sharp metallic sound against the floor every now and again. He seems to be in a very good mood. Also, good luck with the cannon, human. Don't let our noises bother you up there. He lets out a howl and laughter as he turns around the corner and disappears from my sight. That's right, Thistle doesn't know that the turret is already taken care of, and that I'm free to participate in Skies Ablaze together with everyone tonight. He thinks I'm going to be away from it like every time. I wonder he would want to spend more time with me if he knew I'm free. Maybe I could even invite him to the bath tonight. Since I have the whole afternoon for myself and there's still some time left before Wound's scheduled training, maybe I could go and pay Cooper a short visit too. It's always nice to be visited by people when you're bedridden, so that would cheer poor Cooper up. If I hurry, maybe I would be able to catch Thistle for a bit longer to chat too. Speaking of Thistle, despite everything, somehow I still can't shake off the feeling that something was not quite right in his behavior or his words. Am I being paranoid? Either way, visiting Cooper is still an option if I wanted that. There's enough time I would have to make sure to not be late for Matt's or Wounds afterwards. As I was wiping the dog piss off the giant metal foot, I wonder where should I go next. The community of shelters is a wild mix of canines' different breeds, backgrounds, personalities, and ideologies. There are many moral principles of the dogs value among their pack mates, and some of the dogs are known for excelling at certain ones. Some are known as the strongest, the smartest, and most social. However, if one was to ask a random dog who in the whole shelter most faithfully embodies the general idea of canine virtues, there's a fair chance that they would say Cooper the Caucasian. Cooper's an old Caucasian shepherd warrior. He is known for his strength, competence, and undying dedication to his work. He was single-minded at fulfilling his duty. He's one of the most experienced excavators at shelter. He's gathered quite a crowd of admirers. He's a natural-born leader, respected for his wisdom, charisma, and physical prowess. The dog is an object of affection to many canines of shelter, and many have tried courting him, but to no avail. As he says to himself, he is always in an intimate relationship with his duty. Cooper has been living by a strict code of warrior order throughout his whole adulthood. Even here at shelter, he abides by the most of those old rules, one of them being strict personal purity. That's definitely something that adds to his charm among the dogs. He's a stellar role model to many, forbidden fruit to yet more. I don't know that much about him, but he's a good friend with Thistle. He respects Wound. As for me, I tried to approach him in the past, but he acts very weird in my presence. When he first came to the tavern, he stared at me wide-eyed during his whole stay. When I approached to try to ask if he wanted a drink, he grabbed his things and stormed outside without a word. I assumed that he had a problem with humans, just like Teague. I was bummed out about that because Burry had told me some stories about Cooper. I was looking forward to meeting him. To my joy, Thistle matched Wound towards him and to visiting the tavern with them the next day. I was happy to have another chance. However, that time he was avoiding my stare at all costs. It was enough for me that he was still willing to come to our place, though. When Max ordered a round of ale for everyone, I left Cooper's for last. I wanted to attempt to chit-chat with him a little bit. So I was standing by his side, holding his mug in my hands and stuttering a greeting, while Cooper was staring down at the table in silence. When then one of the drunk patrons bumped against me from behind, and I fell right on top of Cooper, my arm spread forward against his neck in an effort to not spill his drink, still in my hands. When I pulled back and looked at him, I saw a face of absolute horror. His body was as intense as steel. Then a loud scream pierced through the table. I was roughly pushed off to the floor. Since that time, I stopped attempting to befriend Cooper. If he got distressed simply because of my presence, then I decided to not oppose anymore. Still, Cooper continued to come to the tavern on his own. Every time he did, he avoided my gaze, but I swear I sometimes caught him stare at me while I was occupied. Every time without fail, something happened that scared him. Sometimes I accidentally bumped him with my shoulder. Sometimes our hands touched when I passed drinks or food. I don't know what his deal is with me. I swear that it seems like he's afraid of me, but that doesn't make any sense. He's a strong, fearless monster slayer, and I pose no threat to him. I tried talking with my friends about that, but each of them just laughed it off and told me not to worry. I don't worry though. I do worry though. I don't like being hated. I hope that maybe now, when he's sick and bedridden, he can appreciate even my company. We are finally going to break the ice. Start this madness, sir. Release me at once. Stupid pup, do you really want to open your wounds again? I shall do what I must. I can still travel. I can still fight. I cannot lay here idle forever. I have to. Ugh. Sometimes I'll whack you harder. A warrior does not feel pain. He embraces it for his comrades. They know that it would pain me to see you bleed out in front of me now, because you suddenly decided to act reckless. Just like how infuriating it has been seeing you wounding yourself through the past months. This is a special time. Why don't you let yourself rest for just this one day, allow my own mind to stay clear of worries for the life of my dear friend? Can you do that for me, Coop? Yes, sir. When I approach Cooper's room, I hear him talking with Thistle. Both of them sound lively. They almost sound like they're fighting, so I don't enter the room yet. I stand in the dark corridor and only peek inside. It's just the two of them inside. Just the warm light of a single candle highlights the gently flowing smell of Thistle's pipe. The room is filled with it. I can smell the scent of burnt tobacco even here in the corridor. The old blue healer sits on a chair and looks at his friend laying in bed. Coop looks pretty terrible. He's bandaged all over and bound to the bed with thick rope. They also put a collar around his neck to deny him the possibility of biting through anything. He would definitely attempt to free himself if it wasn't for that. Just by the stories I've caught about his last trip, Cooper came back seriously hurt, so I guess that the dogs had to bind him or he would hurt himself even further. You and Teak are so much alike. We are not. I may act reckless in your eyes, but I would never purposely choose a path of danger for my comrades. Teak lacks restraint. He is disobedient and acts compulsively with disregard for the Teak lacks restraint. He is disobedient and acts compulsively with disregard for the pack. While you live in disregard for your own self, you two are the same, at least in the way each of you chase your obsessions. That's what brought you to your pathetic state. Every time you came back hurt and tired from a trip outside, you would go out for the next without taking enough time to proper recovery. You must have seen how it weakened you over time, yet you still keep pushing and breaking. You develop from one of the strongest warriors into a hurt mutt at the brink of death, and for what? There's a lot that still has to be done. I know about the problem with shelter's limited capacity. If a solution is discovered, all you will suffer. We have limited time. I cannot help anyone if I stay here idle like you or like Sir Woon. If Sir Woon cannot or does not wish to leave these walls to look for your salvation, then it falls on my shoulders to pick up the sword. I cannot stop because of mere scratches. I have to break my limits if I am to live up to everyone's hope. Just holds his pipe in his hands and lets out the smoke slowly, a thick cloud of white smoke that lingers in between them as he plays with the ivory pipe and thinks. Listen to them talking right now. I'm shocked by how much Cooper cares about shelter. I can't help but feel happy and warm inside that someone will be so dedicated to our cause. Breaking the limits, huh? There's no point in that if you yourself break first. A warrior does what he must, regardless of the price. What else would you have me do? Smoke a pipe in the bay every day while watching shelter weather? No, not every day, but sometimes, yes. If you want to help us, you have to stay at your best. You need to take care of yourself, Cooper. You're too valuable to us. Just like a seed will not sprout in a field if you plow the soil every day, a dog will never grow strong on hardship alone. Just like a seed needs a degree of warmth and comfort to grow, so does a dog. While wide grin on his muzzle, Thistle takes out a roll of papers from one of his pockets, the same as I noticed him holding when I met him by the Guardian earlier. What's that? Oh, just a little Skies Ablaze gift to my dear young friend. Is it another of your atrocious stories, is it not? It is a story, yes. I'm sure you will love this one. This may be my best one yet. I'm grateful, but I respectfully refuse. I will not read it. No problem, Coop. I will read it for you. No, do not. Stop. Cooper starts barking and twisting his bindings while Thistle puts his hand on the red string, holding the rolled papers together. He's starting to pull the string to unfasten it. Cooper doesn't look happy about this situation. I wonder if I should enter the room right now and spare him whatever Thistle is trying to do. Then again, I'm getting curious about what kind of story Thistle wrote. Sorry, Cooper, I need to know. Thistle unfastens the string and the papers. Then again, I'm getting curious about what kind of story Thistle wrote. Sorry, Cooper, I need to know. Thistle unfastens the string and the papers unfold, revealing the first page of the handwritten script. I'm way too far away to be able to read anything. Will you really take advantage of my courageous ability and not attempt to corrupt me with your depravities? I refuse to partake in your cruel amusement. I will not listen. I'll read to myself, then. Don't mind me. Grr. This one's called Hairless Temptation. Written by Thistle B. Healer. That's me. Oh, I'm so excited to share it with you. Chapter 1. Wine and Bread. The weather was warmly inviting into the cozy little hill town of Voss. The warm sun shone through the golden autumn leaves of tall egg bushes that Weedsman so widely renowned of. The fresh wind brushed against the locals' noses coldly, like a tender and experienced lover would do against one's lips. The sky was more clear than not, and the humidity in the air was pleasant. It was thick of autumn. The story continues to describe more about the town and the weather that I wish to know. I feel I have a good grasp of Voss climate now. Yep. I wish I learned something about the castles, though. We're already 3 minutes in, and I don't even know who the protagonist is. However, it hasn't always been so peaceful. The town itself takes its orders from the Battle of the Stripes. It was established by our heroes at a point of repose on the front lines hundreds of years ago. To this day, the locals host a yearly fair and celebration of victory, where they bake sweet buns molded in the image of striped tiger bombs filled with rich yolk custard. By the way, Coop, this is all a work of fiction, but both the town, its history, and customs are real. I wonder if you have ever been involved. Do you know where it took its name from? Wake up. Yes, sir. I should probably skip to the juicy parts. You younglings and your non-existent attention span. No, there's no need to. Shush. You're going to love this one. This will skips 1, 2, 3 pages before he starts and reads out with a dramatic hand motion. But as it turns out, it was all but a dream. What was a dream? I knew you would be intrigued by this one. No, seriously, sir. What was a dream? Descriptions. Yes. So the story doesn't take place in Voth. Or it does, but it's raining outside. Cooper said that Thistle will complete confusion. Thistle, however, smiles, clearly proud of himself. You will see in a moment why that's important. The cold wind outside, warm inside, the howling wind juggling. Okay, you're right. Please no more descriptions. Fine, I will skip straight to the action. This returns one page and lingers. What about the main character's description? His name was Jugger, a German separate blade master from the Order of. This is all I need to know. Skip. The old dog glares at his friend, but in the end he complies and moves to the next page, then another, then yet two more. Finally his eyes land on something that puts a smile back on his muzzle. Okay, Coop, pay attention. It's starting for real now. However, Jugger's one-on-one train. However, Jugger's one-on-one. However, Jugger's one-on-one more session with the mirror had to come to a sudden end as the door to his tavern room, where he just woke up, sustained a knock. The handsome German shepherd warrior grabbed his family heirloom in both strong hands and shook it with suspicion. Who's standing there in the corridor? He barked fiercely. I have clearly requested to be left alone in this quiet room of mine, he added non-casually. He took in a deep breath of air through his gilded nose. Through the air, unobscured air, he smelled a distinct smell of a non-canine standing behind the door in the corridor. And by a simple non-canine, the non-canine confirmed gingerly. I bring delicious breakfast, he added hurriedly. Jugger stilled himself and twisted his knob. Outside at the corridor stood a human. Look, there's illustrations too, to help put your mind in the right place. Oh, come on. I know exactly where this is going, sir. No, you don't. Yes, I do. This is exactly like all your previous stories. I refuse to pay attention to your words from this point onward. Don't be such a stick in the mud. Just enjoy the story. I'm very well aware that you have not went it with my enjoyment in mind. Ugh, shush, you ungrateful. Just let me continue. The bald skin attempted to enter the room while holding a trace of breakfast. However, mesmerized by the shepherd's lustrous fur and musk, he tripped over his own foot and bludgeoned against him, making both of them fall on top of the bed, smeared in wine and bread. Forgive me, my lord, the moist human yelped. My kind is born inherently clumsy and airheaded, he explained cute. Is that the only reason? Little one, the charismatic warrior inquired confidently while brushing his claws through the non-canine's long hair. He could smell his arousal as clearly as that of fresh manure. No, the hairless pup squeaked, but I cannot pursue this desire of mine. Also, I'm a virgin, he revealed shockingly. Jugger silenced the trembling human with a long, sloppy, passionate kiss. It was a bizarre, exotic feeling to push his strong, blocky muzzle against that flat, bald face, adored with those funny, pink, puffy lips of his, to rub his healthy, wet nose against the side of the pointy, dry one. However, not bad at all, and that feeling proved to be mutual. The human's whole face erupted into deep red like the canine's engorged tennis wood. It was the soul of an alien yet unmistakable display of human arousal. I want to mate with you right now, he declared unambiguously. I stand dumbfounded in the corner and have a hard time wrapping my head around everything that I hear. This is not the kind of story I expected from Thistle, and I totally should have. Is this some kind of prank from the old dog? My gut feeling was correct that he was up to something no good. Still, I would have never thought that he tortured poor Cooper with badly written literature. The story itself is written in an awkward way, and Thistle overacts the dialogues. He gave the dog a very deep voice and the human a weird, squeaky one. It's a chore to listen to. On top of that, this is clearly a story written with the sole purpose of upsetting poor Cooper. He despises the idea of promiscuity. He doesn't like humans. This story combines both. I can only imagine how upset and angry he must be right now. I knew that you would enjoy this. I'm not enjoying it. This is worse than all the great wars combined. Oh, really? I don't think you really mean that. Your body tells another story, my boy. It's one with white. This looks from one of his papers, and a mischievous grin rolls up on his muzzle when he stares down over Cooper's body. Are you going to say anything? I have nothing to say that you wouldn't already know. Go away now and enjoy your skies ablaze. You have had your fun. Oh yes, I'm surely having a blast. However, believe me when I say that I have all your well-being in mind. Whether you want it or not, I will make you enjoy yourself as well, my friend. Cooper keeps his eyes shut, his eyebrows furrow in frustration. Then he takes a deep breath and attempts to calm himself down. I'm starting to feel really sorry for him. Cooper was well known for a serious approach to personal purity and discipline. Thistle is playing with something so sensitive. The old dog clears his throat and takes a deep breath to continue reading his story. If I wanted to spare Cooper any more of this torture, I should probably enter the room now and stop them. I fake a cough and start walking inside the smoke-filled room, stepping loudly enough for them to get aware of my presence before I even enter. Oh, thank the great human. Oh, human. Good to see you again. Sir. Cooper jumps and then tenses in his bindings. He looks all around the room like he doesn't know what to do. Just great panic in his eyes. This, on the other hand, casually puts down his papers on the table. Seems like he's going to spare Cooper the humiliation of reading the rest of it in my presence. This is like I hoped he would. What brings you here, young human? Do you need something from me, or did you come to pay a visit to our precious coop? Well, both, I guess. Of course, I'm happy to see you again, but yeah, I mostly wanted to visit Cooper since I heard he's not feeling so well. Hello, Cooper. Cooper stares at me with the eyes of a concerned prey. Ah, that's so sweet of you. You are a good young man, human. Are you happy, Coop? Cooper whines, probably not from the wounds. Say, human, why don't you help us with something? Help with what? Both me and Cooper stare at Thistle. What is he up to? As you can see, our little Coop is in a very bad state right now. It will take him a long time before he can even get up out of his bed safely. However, since you are here now, we can both assist the recovery process with the wonders of reflexology. Reflexology, huh? Feet and hand massage. It can stimulate the flow of mana in specific parts of a patient's body. Oh, I know that. Both Brody and Max did it to me. It's amazing. But I guess it depends on the school. When Brody does it, it feels gentle and relaxing. When Max does it his way, it's pretty heckin' painful. But yeah, I know that can help a great deal. Why won't you do that yourself? Don't tell me that your frail old fingers hurt. They don't, though. Oh, how much they ache. They are not what they used to be, the hardships of maturity. However, I'm willing to pass all my expertise in that field to you, kind human. With your young, soft fingers, I'm sure you can help Coop. Sir, I don't know if you noticed, but Cooper isn't comfortable with my touch. I don't think he would like that. Oh, don't you worry about that. It's not like he hates it or anything. I'm just thinking about what is best for him right now. What he needs at this moment is smooth recovery. You can help him with that. I'm glancing at Cooper. He's staring at me with wide eyes. I'm thinking he's shaking. In the meantime, this looks at me expectantly while wagging his tail. So? Sure, just a quick one. I'm sorry, Cooper. Please bear with me. It will make you feel better, I promise. Cooper keeps staring at me while blinking, and his jaw trembles like he's trying to say something, but no words escape his lips. I feel like this is exactly the opportunity I was looking for when I came here by giving him a simple massage. I can get him used to my touch, that in turn will get him used to me. I'm sorry, I can't think of a single way how it could backfire. This is half of my response to it. He gets up and pushes me close to Cooper's bed. For some reason, he also takes off his mantle and puts it over Cooper's groin area to cover it. From up close, I have a better view of how securely the poor dog is bound to the bed. The ropes wrap around his whole body, and each separate limb in intricate ways, disabling any kind of movement. Canines and the masters are nodding in all meanings of that word. How about we start with Coop's cute little feetsies first. I approach him from the bottom end of the bed towards his bare clawed feet. Cooper whines in disagreement. I'm curious, are they different from your own feet, human? I know that you don't have pads on your hands. Is it the same with your feet? Actually, yes, I don't have pads there. My claws are kind of thin and blunt, and of course there is almost no fuzz. Very smooth, huh? Compared to canine, yeah, very smooth. Just bare skin. Cooper lets out a louder whine and he twists his bindings. Don't worry, Cooper. I think canine pads are very cute. I know that people are often too embarrassed to get a foot massage because they're too self-conscious about their feet, but you don't need to worry about that with me. See, Coop? He thinks you're cute. He thinks your feet are cute. I mean, canine in general. I like your anatomy. But anyway, what should I do? Guide me, please. Right. First, just grab it from both sides like this. Cooper, I'm going to touch you now, okay? The dog shakes his head violently and starts thrashing in his bindings. Maybe this is too much, after all. Oh, sus, Coop. This is all for your own good. It's not going to hurt, I promise. The more I grab his foot with my fingers, he gasps and freezes. He is as tense as a bowstring. Good, now apply more pressure with your thumbs around these areas, where the flesh starts to thicken. Follow a wide circular motion with your fingertips like this. This grabs Cooper's other foot and shows me the motions. I only have to mimic him and adjust how hard I press my fingers. With each passing second, Cooper slowly relaxes. As I keep rubbing his hardened warrior pads, the canine himself starts letting out different sounds. Quiet moans escape his throat, and his muscles spasm in satisfaction. I know that feeling very well. The few times I was massaged by Burry, I sometimes couldn't help but moan too. It just sounds like Cooper is much more receptive to touch. Stop. I cannot. Yes, I think you can stop rubbing now. Now dig your thumb right here and apply pressure. Keep it there. Here? Yes, but harder. Cooper's moans get louder and more frantic. I must have found just the right spot. I keep pressing there for as long as this will tell me before we move to the next point. It's satisfying to see Cooper reacting so lively. I feel like I'm really helping him. Okay, stop. Let go. I slowly release the big dog's foot. This will take his turn and following it up where more widespread. Relaxing, finishing massage over the spots I was pressing over just a moment ago. That gives Cooper some time to regain his composure, but he still pants heavily like he just finished a very long one. No more. That is enough. Enough foot massage? We only did one. Please, leave them be. Fine. Grab his hand, human. Cooper stops panting instead, freezes again while staring at me with his mouth open. I hope he'll be fine with me touching his hand. He behaved surprisingly well in the foot massage. I feel like we're making amazing progress and getting him used to me. Don't. It's okay, Cooper. It isn't nearly as intense as a foot massage. You probably should have started with the hands in the first place. To come to think of it, no, do not. Stop. No hand holding, such depravity. Do it. Knowing how he calmed down once I got his grasp over his foot, I decided to reach out and gently get a hold of his hand. Once I do, he indeed becomes quiet. Part of his hand is bandaged, but the bare parts that I hold feel tense and hardened. A strong hand of an active, working dog. I smile and give his hand a gentle, reassuring squeeze, like I would do for a friend. I hope to calm him down with that. It is always better than any of our encounters at the. It is always better than any of our encounters at the tavern in the past. See, it isn't that bad. Help! Somebody, help me! I'll shove you whining little. Can you hear that? Suddenly something incredibly heavy crushes me down and pins me to the ground. I'm disoriented and lose my breath. When I come to myself, I see the furious mug or teak come close. When I come to myself, I see the furious mug or teak so close I can feel his breath over my own face. What did you do to Cooper, human? I speak before I tear your throat out. Wait, please, I didn't do anything. Liar! No, really, I swear, just listen. I will teach my boy. Oh, great. Now you are here, too. That's a rude way to greet someone back, and an usual show of gratitude to someone who was tending to your pack leader. What? He would help me perform a medical procedure to aid Cooper in his rehabilitation. Those treatment methods can be painful, but I assure you that they're greatly beneficial. T switches his stare from me to Thistle, then to Cooper, then back to me. He lets out a growl that sounds a lot like an exasperated sigh. Then he slowly stands up. I gulp and fall back up on my feet too. Thistle, do you really make the human touch Cooper? Why not? He was around and willing to help. Why not? Well, you know. Teak looks to the side while scratching the side of his chin, glancing between me and Cooper. He seems like he wants to say something, but he's embarrassed. It's hard for me to read him. Well, he shakes his head and points at me. Anyway, how come the human is even here? Should he be busy with the can right now? He still found the time to visit our poor little Cooper. That's so sweet. Don't you think so? Cooper makes a barely audible whine. No, ask him free today. I said to turn the fire on its own. All three of the dogs look at me in surprise. Unlike at the tavern, none of them jump to hug me or to slobber me up. They just stare at me with curiosity. Oh, really? That's wonderful. This is going to be your first Skies Ablaze then. Yeah, it is. I'm so excited. And are you sure that's safe? Have you tested it? I mean, no, I didn't test it, but of course he didn't. He's going to blow all of us up because he's getting lazy. Hey, now, let's not jump into needless blaming. None of us but the human knows how the wells work. If he says it's safe, then I believe him, and I'm happy that he can finally join us. Happy Skies Ablaze, human. Thanks, I always wanted to see it. All you guys make a big deal of it. Oh yes, this is the greatest highlight of my life here. Wouldn't miss it for anything in this world. Many adults say the same. Excavator groups come back in masses on these exact days to witness it every time. We get visitors from outside the shelter too. Indeed, I have seen the crowds. Everyone hurrying back to the shelter did not miss the explosion. We did too. All of us look at T. He in turn looks at Cooper. There's no way for Cooper to go out and witness Skies Ablaze in his current state. He doesn't look at us. Do not pay me any mind. I have no interest in celebrations. As long as my comrades are safe and they can participate in my place, that is more than enough for me. The only celebration I need is in the field of battle. Yeah, but it still is a bummer. You and the humans join us. Even the humans during this time. You're going to stay here alone? No way, I'm going to stay here with you tonight and read more of my works. No, sir. This is not necessary. Go out and enjoy yourself. What fun would I be to allow that? Don't worry, I have written a lot since the last time. It will last us for the whole night. I insist, sir. There's no need for both of us to. I will take you outside. Everyone looked at Teague. He was staying quiet for a while, but now he finally speaks up. I was thinking, I can take you outside on my back, and I would make sure that you're safe and you enjoy the skies with the rest of us. Oh, that's so sweet, Teague. Are you mad? Do you want to take me outside in this state, all disabled and unable to tend to myself? Is it not enough that you put me in this state? Now you want to humiliate me publicly as well. Oh, Cooper, don't be so melodramatic. Teague is only trying to be thoughtful in his own way. I want to do it because I hurt you, leader. I don't know how else I can make it up to you. Teague's voice cracks. He makes a nervous go. That makes both Cooper and Thistle stay quiet and listen to him. There's clearly something that Teague has been bottling inside him for a while. I feel like I'm getting in his way by being here right now. I won't humiliate you. I will take you away from the crowds. I'm strong. We can go as far as you want. Most of the guys are gathering by Shelter's entrance down below. We can instead climb the summit and watch it from up there. Just the two of us at the top of the hill. Imagine the views. I just don't want you to miss it because of me. That was the best thing I could come up with to try and start to make things right for everything I've done. Teague, listen. Anyway, sorry, Cooper, sir. After heard the room's training class is about to start. I'll come back for you right afterwards. I will bring you some food too. Teague walks out of the room, ignoring Cooper's calls. He lingers only for a moment around the corner to give me a weird glare, and then he disappears to the dark corridor. The rest of us just stay in silence and try to process Teague's words. As always, it's Thistle who breaks the silence. See, Coop, he isn't completely rotten. He's awkward but kind. He would rather spend the night with his wounded comrade than with his sweetheart. Isn't that exactly something you would do too? If by Teague's sweetheart you mean Max, I'm afraid I'm on my way cross Teague's plans by inviting Max to hang out with me tonight. But then again, I guess Teague doesn't know that yet. Maybe it's good he doesn't. He would be even angry at me if he did. I would feel obliged to invite him to the bath too, and I'm not sure if that would make for a fun hangout. Oh, are you taking Max away from us, human? I was looking forward to listening to the performance. No way, he's still going to perform, just earlier than planned. Very soon, actually. If that's so, I should be going right now to not miss that, then. Just a collapse of paper. The papers from the desk, grabs his metal cane and stands up. He stretches his back and lets out a satisfied sigh. Then he takes back his mantle off Cooper's body. Say, human, if you happen to be coming to this performance as well, why don't you find me there so we can have another quick chat? Huh? About what? Oh, nothing particular, really. Sir, sorry, but I don't believe you. You're always plotting something. No, really, I genuinely just want to talk to you. I've been having a lot on my mind lately. But if you need a reason, let's say that I want you to investigate the walking cane for me. It has a lot of these little buttons. The curiosity has been eating me all day. This pats the handle of his metal walking cane and wags his tail. He nods both of us goodbye and walks away. The brown tail disappears into the dark corridor, and the sharp clatter of his metal walking cane gets more and more distant. I'm left alone with Cooper in the same way we stare at each other. I'm looking for him, wondering what to say or do. And then I don't say anything. I want to give Cooper an awkward goodbye nod and leave his room. So with that taken care of, I wonder what I should do with the rest of my afternoon. I still have time to either attend Moon's short training class, or I can join Max in his music performance outside. Come to think of it, I still have Teach Willard with me. I know that he's going to attend Moon's training, so if I decide to join them, I could probably give it back to him there. Also, I know that this was going to be outside Max's performance. If I wanted to talk to him more, that's one of the options too. I'm pretty sure that both of those options are going to be eventful. I wish I could do them. I could do both. Unfortunately, I need to choose one. Who should I spend the rest of my afternoon with? Okay, so we got to meet Cooper, and I don't believe he has a prejudice towards Luke at all. I think the reason why he gets all jumpy and scared of Luke because every time he sees Luke, it reminds him of the horrible story Thistle tells him. Because the human in the story is Luke. That way is Luke in Thistle's story. So that's all it is. It's not that he has a prejudice towards Luke like Teet does, but rather that every time he sees Luke, he gets reminded of the story, the horrible story Teet tells him. So there's an option in which I could have continued with Teet's story, but I chose not to because there was some dialogue or some images that were not censored, so I couldn't still those on here. But if I continued through the story and you go to a part where Teet catches you and he's about to punch you, once he starts to punch Luke, that's when Cooper yells at Teet to stop. Teet lets Luke go, and then Cooper tells Teet that while Luke may not be a canine like them, he's still just much as part of shelter as all the other dogs, and that it's someone's duty, is a pet member's duty to protect everyone. So if you continue with the story, you'll go that scene, and that will confirm that Cooper doesn't have a prejudice towards Luke, and that right around the time you get to the end of your visit with Cooper, you get the option of either to leave or to burn the script that Thistle made. So when you burn the script of Thistle, Cooper tells Luke that he is grateful, that he thanks Luke. In fact, he actually called Luke by his name. At first he called Luke human, but afterwards he actually called Luke by his name. He told him, thank you, Luke. So he clearly doesn't have a prejudice towards Luke. It's just that story that Thistle keeps reminding him of Luke. So if you continue through the story, you'll figure out that he has no prejudice towards Luke. So we also got to meet Alan, and he doesn't seem to be all that bad, despite him thinking himself as that. So that's all I have for now. all the information for the games in the description box below, including the Patreon, where you can get early access to updates before they become public. Plus, you can support the game that way, and also you can go to Twitter where you can look at the progress of the game and figure out when the next update when future updates will become public. So that's all I have for now, and in the next video, Selter will finish off the mid-afternoon scene and pick who we're going to be with throughout the story. Is it going to be Burry or Rune or Max? We'll make the decision in the next video. And then later on in the month, we'll go into the evening scene and the bath scene where they have a good time and watch skies ablaze. So that's all I have for now. Thanks very much for watching, and bye.